Hi out there in the YouTube world. Welcome back. It's me, the Puzzle Master, and today's video I'm going to talk briefly about the Nakshatras, human equality, our lenses that we see the world in, and war, and how this all kind of like meshes together in a spiritual way to try to give some insight into the world around us and into insight into your own self-development. So, where to start? Well, with studying the nakshatras and astrology and the 12 zodiacs and deep understanding of how our sun and our moon and our ascendant, as well as Venus and Jupiter and all the other planets, they all play very vital roles in creating the lens, basically, not only of which you view the world, but how the world is going to see you and how you kind of portray yourself. And with knowing that and a true understanding of that, I've come to the realization that, well, everyone thinks so uniquely different that everyone's right. Like, everyone. So, you watching this video, how you see the world is right. No matter what your belief, like, it doesn't matter. And my true self-realization has been that for me to judge others for having different beliefs is really egotistical and judgmental. And it's so prevalent on YouTube with the judging of beliefs and a battle of the beliefs, so to speak. Now, what I'm saying is that whatever your belief is right, and I'm trying to give you some perspective. So if things that I say seem wrong, I'm not asking you to assimilate them into your life. I'm just helping to bridge the border between other, like, you know, we're all a cosmic universe. And even Buddha said, like, those who listen, learn. Like, when you speak, you only repeat what you already know. So in this video, I'm trying to impart information. Obviously, I'm not getting anything back in return, unless you leave me like a spiritual epiphany message, then that would be highly appreciated. But yeah, through the understanding that everyone's viewpoint is accurate, because whether or not you believe in past lives or not, if you're more scientific based, then just thinking that, well, that individual has lived every day of their life from their viewpoint. Their experiences have also been different because of their chart placement, so their behavior and how they see the world is going to be different than how you see the world, so how they also react to situations will be different. So they're going to lead a whole different vibrationary frequency that is their life path. And everyone has different life paths. And especially, I've learned that through studying the nakshatras, is that there's clear defined life paths. And if you don't share the same life path, it can be difficult, one could say. You will still learn from each other, but you might have more quarrels and stuff if you have different life paths, because what you truly want in this life is different. So with this spiritual understanding, also know that their viewpoint is just as valid as yours. So even gurus or like people on YouTube that I watch, that I look up to, their viewpoint is not more valid than anyone else's. You cannot judge. When you judge someone else and, just leave negative comment, then you're not doing justice to truth. Because if your inner divine truth is so accurate, then try through love and care for wanting understanding to share your message. And when it comes to YouTube trolls and all that, it just seems like it's really like talking to a wall, because they really don't want to come to any level of compromise or understanding. Many of the comments that are like that are just, well, it makes me feel awesome, because I just can't believe some of the stuff that comes out of people. But now, to war, to mention, to go into the note of how this applies to war. And this is where it gets kind of serious, people. Because I've watched videos on YouTube, documentaries about North Korea. And obviously they're made by people in the United States or Canada, or not. They're not made in North Korea, okay? Like, these documentaries are made outside of that border, somewhere. And it seemed to portray the North Korean leader as like this evil dictator who was siphoning money away from the people. 60%, it said, just put towards war, like missiles and tanks and ammunition and all that kind of stuff. Well, at the same time, the United States, it does that too. Like, you drive by a McDonald's and it has on the sign, "Go troops, go." Like, and now what I'm saying here, and this might be really big, for most difficult for people to understand, but this is why it is so important that I do a video on this, is that their culture is 100% right. You know why? Because it's built up from all of their ancient cultures. It's a different timeline than ours. Like, if you're in the United States or Canada, how you view the world is different than how they view the world. And how they view it is valid and accurate. And it's more through love and compassion that we let people go about their way. To enforce your will onto others, and to judge and to look down, only lowers the vibration and takes away from love. And we want to add to love, which appreciates individuality and uniqueness, and doesn't want everyone to conform and be the same. And I just find it funny, though, because the United States, like JFK, right after he did a speech talking about, we highly oppose secret societies and the meetings that are held there within, they shot him. Do you think it was someone from North Korea that shot him? Do you think it was someone from Japan or Africa? No. It was probably someone in the United States that shot him. Someone that was against what he was saying, and he wouldn't keep his mouth shut about it. And it's still in power today. 9/11, nanothermite. Just do some research. I'm not really going to delve too much into that, but I'm not saying that they're evil. They're dictators. That's what they do. Just like in North Korea. And we have our own propaganda here. Like, there they use gift politics, where they buy people out and get them to be loyal through gifts. And if you don't agree with their way, well, then you're very aggressively dismissed and you're like either like eradicated. I don't know the details, but from the documentary it said that people who opposed his beliefs just weren't added into the system. Well, in the United States, isn't it that way too? Like, you're not going to be in Congress or the White House if you're against that. Like, you can only be in it if you're kind of for it. Like, so it's this double-edged sword that they've made to kind of like protect themselves. And they use emotion, which is why, and like emotions and judgments and like our ego, that's when it gets in the way. And if we really want to end war or like lessen the amount of death, because there's always going to be negativity, much like there will always be positivity. It's a yin-yang. And in this video, I'm trying to teach you about like the middle path by understanding that you have control over your own life consciousness. And there are so many stories out there, so many different people's beliefs. I won't get into any of that. But use your own imagination and pick random places from the globe, different cultural beliefs. They're all right from their vantage point. And you can only, through your own due diligence and love for the universe, only you can expand your true awareness of it by reaching out into the world and listening. Because I find that a lot of the like troll people, like, they just kind of la 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 with really negative, like, just kind of hate comments that don't have any information in them. And I'm a Gemini moon, so I filter through it for information. And they don't got any. Like, so if you have information to share with me, please feel free to do so. And I'll end the video on that note. Yeah, and we all have different lenses, okay? So I'll end it on that. Try to remember that everyone sees the world differently. And if you don't know their birth chart, you don't know how they think, okay? So don't try to tell them how to think. Just listen and respect everyone else's vantage point and individuality. Mwah. Bye.